Hello everyone and welcome back to This Day in History, our nightly look back at a specific day in history, where we take a look back at the events of a day, the historic context in which those events took place, and the historic ramifications of those events. As always, if you have not yet, please hit the like button, the subscribe button, the bell notification icon to be alerted anytime I post new content, and tell a friend. And without any further ado, This Day in History, June 29th. And on this day, in 1972, in Furman versus Georgia, the United States Supreme Court ruled by a 5-4 vote that capital punishment, as it was currently employed on the state and federal level, was unconstitutional. The majority held that in violation of the Eighth Amendment to the Constitution, the death penalty qualified as cruel and unusual punishment, primarily because states employed execution in an arbitrary and capricious way, especially in regards to race. It was the first time that the nation's highest court had ruled against capital punishment. However, because the Supreme Court suggested new legislation that could make death sentences constitutional again, such as the development of standardized guidelines for juries that decide sentences, it was not an outright victory for opponents of the death penalty. In 1976, with 66% of Americans still supporting capital punishment, the Supreme Court acknowledged progress made in jury guidelines and reinstated the death penalty under a model of guided discretion. And in my opinion, the death penalty is a violation of the Eighth Amendment to the Constitution. It clearly qualifies as cruel and unusual punishment. And the United States is the only Western nation that still employs the death penalty, and that should be a mark of shame for us that we still employ it. And I still believe that it is disproportionately carried out on people of color and minorities overall. It is a scar upon this nation that the death penalty is still allowed to be carried out in this nation. And I hope that very soon we end this barbaric practice in our country. That is all. I'll see you tomorrow.